Setting a big goal, like running a marathon, can feel both exciting and intimidating. The mere thought of the distance, the effort, and the unknown challenges ahead may lead to hesitation or even doubt. But the truth is, no matter how lofty your ambition is, the journey starts with one small, crucial action: showing up. Let's imagine your goal is to run a marathon. You have no prior running experience, and the idea of completing 26.2 miles seems like an impossible feat. The question arises, how do you even begin? The answer lies in something simple yet transformative: just showing up. The power of the first step, lacing up your shoes. The first step toward running a marathon isn't completing the full race, it's as simple as lacing up your shoes and hitting the pavement. That act alone signifies your commitment to the goal. Whether you feel ready or not, by putting on your running shoes, you've mentally crossed a threshold. You may only be able to jog for a few minutes or cover half a mile on your first run, but here's the key: you've already made progress. That half mile might seem insignificant compared to the marathon distance, but it's a step that moves you closer to the finish line. By the end of that first run, you're 2% closer to your goal than you were when you stayed at home. It's not about how much you did that first day, it's about showing up and laying the foundation for growth. Progress over perfection. In our pursuit of success, we often get caught up in the idea of perfection. We want to start strong, make immediate leaps, and see quick results. But personal development, whether in fitness or life, is about progress over perfection. It doesn't matter if you run slowly or if you have to walk part of the way. What matters is that you're moving. That incremental progress adds up over time. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to achieving your marathon goal. And the more often you show up, the easier it will become. Think of training as the accumulation of small victories. Every time you run, whether it's half a mile, or 10 miles, you are strengthening your body, improving your endurance, and building your mental resilience. Consistency trumps intensity, especially when starting something new. Breaking down big goals. Running a marathon is a monumental challenge, but the key to achieving big goals is to break them down into manageable parts. Instead of focusing on the daunting 26.2 miles, you focus on showing up for today's run. Maybe that means starting with a walk-jog combination, or setting a goal of running 1 mile without stopping. When you shift your mindset to focus on the small wins, the large goal doesn't feel as overwhelming. It's much easier to lace up your shoes for a 10-minute run than to think about how far you are from running a marathon. And each small win will give you the confidence and momentum to continue. As you start seeing progress, you'll realize that you're capable of more than you initially thought. A half-mile run turns into a mile. A mile turns into 2. With time and persistence, the idea of running a marathon becomes more tangible, because you've built the habit of showing up and putting in the work. The ripple effect of showing up. The principle of just showing up doesn't apply solely to running or fitness goals, it's a mindset that can transform all areas of your life. Whether you want to advance in your career, improve your relationships, or pursue personal growth, the most important action is to start. If you want to be more productive at work, begin by tackling one small task. If you want to improve your relationships, start by making time for meaningful conversations. If you want to develop a new skill, carve out 10 minutes a day to practice. Each small step brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Showing up consistently also builds discipline. You prove to yourself that you're capable of sticking with something, even on days when motivation is low. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or feeling 100% ready, it's about taking action, however small, and trusting that the results will come with time. Embracing the journey. There will be days when showing up feels hard. You might feel tired, unmotivated, or question whether you'll ever reach the finish line. These moments are inevitable, but they are also the ones that define your progress. By showing up on the tough days, You are building resilience, the kind that will carry you through when you face challenges down the road. When training for a marathon, for example, there will be setbacks. You might experience days when your legs feel heavy, when you struggle to hit your target pace, or when doubt creeps in. But instead of focusing on the setbacks, celebrate the fact that you are still showing up. Every run, even the difficult ones, serves a purpose. They are part of the process of growth. The journey is not just about the finish line, it's about who you become along the way. Trust the process. Showing up is about trusting the process. You may not see immediate results, but each time you step out the door, you are reinforcing the habit of consistency. Eventually, the miles will add up, and you'll notice improvements in your fitness, endurance, and confidence. There will be moments when you surprise yourself, when you run farther or faster than you thought possible, or when you push through a challenging run and finish strong. These moments remind you why you started in the first place, and they fuel your determination to keep going. Conclusion: the power of small steps. If you want to run a marathon, you don't need to be an experienced runner to begin. All you need to do is show up. Lace up your shoes, take that first step, and trust that the process will lead you to your goal. Remember, every small action you take brings you closer to achieving what you once thought was impossible. The key to success, whether in running or any other aspect of life, is consistency. It's about embracing progress over perfection, breaking down big goals into manageable steps, and showing up, especially when it feels difficult. So, if you have a goal in mind, don't wait for the perfect time or the ideal conditions. Start now. Even if you only make it half a mile on your first attempt, you're already on your way. Each day you show up is a step closer to your ultimate goal. At the heart of achieving any big goal lies a deceptively simple truth: just showing up is the most powerful action you can take. Whether you dream of running a marathon, building a successful career, strengthening your relationships, or developing a new skill, the journey begins with one small, deliberate step. The beauty of this approach is that it strips away the pressure of perfection or immediate results, and instead focuses on the transformative power of consistency and effort. When you decide to show up, even in the smallest way, like lacing up your shoes and going for a half-mile run, you initiate momentum. Momentum builds upon itself, creating a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. That first run may seem insignificant when compared to the full 26.2 miles of a marathon, but it represents something far more important: your commitment to yourself and to your goals. Each time you take that step, you're not only advancing toward the finish line, you're also creating a mindset shift. You start believing in your own ability to accomplish difficult things, and this belief becomes the foundation of your growth. What makes showing up so powerful is that it removes the paralysis of overthinking. Too often, we get stuck in the planning phase, waiting for the perfect conditions or feeling discouraged by how far we still have to go. By focusing on the small, manageable actions, like today's short run or the next incremental task, you chip away at the overwhelming nature of your larger goal. And with each small win, your confidence grows, and the goal that once seemed unattainable begins to feel more realistic. You start to realize that success isn't about monumental leaps, it's about steady, consistent steps in the right direction. The secret to achieving greatness, whether in running or life, is not about natural talent or extraordinary abilities, it's about showing up day after day, putting in the work, and embracing the process. The days when it feels hard to get out the door, the moments when you question your progress, those are the days that build your resilience and grit. In those moments, when you choose to push forward, you're not only making progress toward your goal, you're also shaping your character. In the long run, the act of showing up is what distinguishes those who achieve their goals from those who don't. It's the foundation of consistency, discipline, and perseverance. When you show up, you send a message to yourself and the world that you are committed, that you are willing to put in the effort, and that you believe in the possibility of your own success. And let's not forget that showing up applies to all areas of life. Whether it's taking the first step toward learning a new skill, building stronger relationships, or improving your mental and physical health, showing up is the starting point. It's the act that turns dreams into realities. Each day you show up, you are creating momentum, deepening your commitment, and moving closer to the life you envision for yourself. As you move forward on your journey, whether it's training for a marathon or pursuing any other ambition, remember this: perfection is not the goal. Progress is. And progress is made by showing up, time and time again. Even if you stumble, even if you have setbacks, the very act of returning to your goal, no matter how small the steps, is what will ultimately carry you to success. In the end, showing up isn't just about achieving a goal, it's about the transformation that happens along the way. It's about becoming the person who embraces challenges, who takes action despite fear, and who builds a foundation of resilience and strength. That is the true power of just showing up. So, whatever it is that you aspire to achieve, whatever mountain you're hoping to climb, remember that the journey doesn't start with the summit. It starts with that first step, and all you have to do is lace up your shoes, take that step, and show up. The rest will follow.